with the traffic report. The second floor D hallway just cleared for lunches. Let's figure out how you can stay safe and get out of a traffic jam.
The grand stairwell is the one to avoid. It can be very busy and crowded. There are 6 other stairwells around the school that you're able to use to get to class. Find the one that's most convenient for you. Let's find a few things out about the stairway from your fellow students and a few teachers you might see around.
I absolutely love the grand stairwell because it's glass. It's the only one of the few ones that take you from the 3rd floor all the way down to the 1st floor. And you can look out and you can see the fields and you can see the pond. It's absolutely beautiful. Love it. Probably the most interesting thing I've seen is I saw a boy walk down the hallway here and then slide down the banister of the grand staircase, which is completely inappropriate and very dangerous.
There was one time I saw someone book someone and their books went everywhere, their papers went everywhere, all the way down the stairs. It was a big mess and halted the traffic for probably 2 minutes. The acoustics are awesome and the view is even better than that. I think it's a great way to get up and down between the different floors. It's a cool feature of the building.
A lot of times I just see kids dropping drinks or spilling drinks on the stairs, which puts a burden on the other students as they have to walk through it. It's really busy most of the time, just because everybody just seems to use that stairwell.
There's a lot of kids who like to slide down the stair railing, it kind of messes up the flow of traffic because they got their feet hanging out the side. Everybody stops to look at them, but it's kind of just a disruptance to the whole entire traffic, so I advise not to do that. The grand stairwell is extremely busy. Myself, I try to take some of the side stairwells, so I have to avoid the traffic.
Someone was at the top of the grand stairwell and they had a water bottle and they went over the top where it goes straight through each 3 levels of the school, and she dropped it down and it exploded all over the bottom level.
Busy, very busy.
Yes, scary.
Don't take it if you're running late, because people, when they hear the minute bell, decide to walk slower, which I don't understand, but it's just what happens.
The hallway is very crowded. The students can be very chaotic. They wait till the warning bell to start rushing to their classes, so it becomes pretty dangerous for students. They need to stay on the right side and they need to walk to their classes and not wait till the last 30 seconds before they're supposed to be late.
A dinosaur. There was a student dressed up as a T-Rex. Yeah, interesting. Orderly. The hallway crowd's generally very orderly and most people are polite. Efficiently.
Probably just students helping students when they drop stuff, because it just kindness. overbearing at times because everybody just stands in the hallways, and sometimes you can't get through the hallways when you need to the class.
Probably after lunch, seeing people throw stuff. I mean, it kind of makes a mess. A lot of people do it, but I would advise not to. The hallway crowds, there's a lot of people who hang out at the lockers, so sometimes it's hard to get down certain hallways, but it's like normally typically crowded in every hallway. I get around the halls by making sure I go the same way like the traffic's going, just like you drive a car, and because if not, it messes up the whole flow, and then you have to maneuver around a lot of people.
They take over the whole hallway, basically. Like,
Yeah. It's like
the
a
whole
school of
thing.
fish, so try not to get run over.
And how do you get around the halls?
I push through as hard as I can until
I
they
try
move.
to be polite because I'm not a jerk.
How do you explain the hallway crowds?
Around intersections are the worst.
And how are they the worst?
There's just a lot of people in the intersections, and it's hard to get from one area or one hallway to the next.
And how do you get around the halls?
I stick to the walls.
Describe how you would feel if a student walks into class late.
It's very frustrating for students to come into class late. If it's the first week or two of school, it's not a big deal, but after that, they should know their way around, so that they should be on time.
And how would you feel, or how would you help a student who is lost?
I explained to the students that it's like a big rectangle, or you could say it's an H with the hallway through the center. So this is our A hallway at the top, then it's B, and then it's C, and then it's D, and then E goes through the middle. So if you pay attention that it's one big rectangle, it's super easy. And the first number always tells you what floor you're on, 3rd floor, 2nd floor, 1st floor. So once you get the pattern, it's actually pretty easy.
Describe how you would feel if a student walks into class late.
I don't know. I just feel confused, but I always try to find out why, because generally there's a good reason.
And how would you help a student who is lost?
First thing I do is try to team them up with somebody who's been here for a while and knows the building, and they can show the kid somewhere.
Describe your first time of high school, or your first day.
It was kind of scary at first because I didn't really know my way around yet, and the different class system was just different to me, so I didn't really know what I was doing. So it was kind of scary.
And how did you find your way around?
My freshman year, I actually joined the volleyball team, so I wound up just finding guys on the team, and I wound up asking them for help around.
My first day of high school, it was actually not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I got my locker open, found all my classes, met new people, and then what was the second question? Sorry.
How did you find your way around?
I found my way around pretty easily. Since I did play a sport, I knew a lot of the upperclassmen, so it helped out a lot, and they could help me throughout my day.
Describe your first day of high school.
Scary.
It was terrifying.
It's always going to be scary your first day because you don't know your way around this place yet.
And how did you find your way around?
You can ask a teacher. I ended up going through the lunchroom, which you're not supposed to do, trying to find my classes, but
too.
I eventually got there and I wasn't late, so.
Describe your first day of high school.
Confusing until I figured out where my classroom was.
And how did you find your way around?
I just followed the map.